Okay, call to order, you got the name list?
Joe, Sam, Connor, and Mike, Sarah, Barry, and Nate are absent. No guests in the audience.
Make a motion to approve the previous meeting's minutes from May 7th.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Unanimous.
0.
Okay. Here we go to C1. And we have an application in, and Mike, you said it's a modification of...
Yeah, so my understanding, and you guys can correct me if you read it differently, but my understanding is, and this was talked about at the last meeting when the Wests were here, that based on their conversations at the Narragansett Harbor Commission meeting, they were gonna leave a wider area between Beach Island and their lease to the east. And so my reading of this is exactly that they've been amended by removing the westernmost floating basket line. That's how I read it. I'm happy to put it up. It's the same application. I just gave you the cover sheet with the modification.
Right.
Again, this is Narragansett. So it's more for your information. If you want to weigh in, of course, you're always able to. But it's not specific to South Kingstown waters,
Right.
based on my understanding.
Nope. I see no need to.
Okay.
It's a move in the right direction for the traffic that goes through there.
Right, I think that's what this is based on that.
Right.
Because it was received on May 18th, so that would have been after they had the meetings here.
Nobody's looking for no objection from us, are they?
I've not heard anything from anybody on this, other than what you folks heard last month.
Right. But we did last month's with them because they had a piece in
South
our
Kingstown,
waters.
correct, yep.
This
is separate. There were two leases to do flip
Right.
gear, one in Narragansett, east of Beach Island, and
Right.
the other south of Plato Island,
Right.
in their bottom gear.
Right. And this is strictly east of Beach.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's my reading of it.
Anybody feels like a burning need to have no objection?
And it's under correspondence because it's Narragansett,
Right.
so you don't have to take an
Okay.
action unless you want to.
No, I'm happy not to. Okay, that was C1, C2. Narragansett Harbor Commission.
Yeah, so I always include those
Right.
for you guys. They're a little bumpy on their rollout of their minutes. They don't
No.
come out right away. Just so you guys are aware, because it's sharing lines, and you know, by the ordinance, you can have an ex officio member at a Narragansett Harbor Commission and Charlestown Harbor Commission. And you know, in this case, the West came in last month to talk to you folks, but there are instances where Narragansett is hearing things
Mhm.
that would affect South Kingstown. We had the
Right.
dock years ago down in, Jerusalem. So I think that this is probably a good home for it, and that way it puts it into your agenda packet with this new
Yep.
program we're using. If you feel like you like it just kind of on the side on its own, that's fine, just let me know, but that's why that's there.
Yeah.
And if you want Charlestown's, I can include Charlestown's. We don't really adjoin their waters, and we just kind of connect to it down in Green Hill, so.
Yeah.
So that's what that's all about.
Okay. Right. So moving on to old business D1.
The harbor management plan, I think we talked last month, it's with legal counsel. I've heard nothing further on that.
Right.
That's just sitting out there waiting for somebody to resolve.
Okay.
No new developments that I've heard or seen.
Right. And JS map.
Yeah, that's another one that'll just live on here. Tracy has that information. She'll work on it as time allows. If you have something specific you want to feed back to her or whatever, by all means,
Okay.
pass that along.
3. That's another one that follows along with us.
No, we're making making progress on that one.
Well, yeah, we got the
Yeah.
backup, but there's more to go.
So,
Other locations.
right, so if you haven't been to Lake Ave, check out Lake Ave. Quite a dramatic change. There's a stone roadway, for all intents and purposes, down to the water. The drainage swale is there. Everything's been hydroseeded. The plantings have been done on the outboard, on the water side. The kayak racks are in. People are starting to put their kayaks. I've issued kayak rack permits. We got everybody who wanted one that had a mooring got a rack. There was one rack that somebody was putting a kayak on that they weren't going to have a second kayak. They were amenable to allowing that second spot to be assigned. That one is currently assigned to a mooring holder, though that mooring holder hasn't closed the loop on it. So potentially that one may move if they don't end up taking it, but otherwise the whole rack is filled with Lake Ave, and there's, with moorings in Secret Cove, mooring holders in Secret Cove, and there's I think there was 2 or 3 mooring holders that didn't want it because they live on the water or whatever, and then there's 2 mooring holders who either are okay with going to Washington Street because there wasn't room, or they prefer Washington Street when that one's done. So for all intents and purposes, Lake Ave is complete. The racks are assigned, the site work has been done. I just got the plans from the engineering department for Washington Street, so that application will be submitted to CRMC, and hopefully we'll get that back soon, and the facilities department will build a rack on that area.
Sweet.
Whose lands it gonna be on?
Whose land? The town right away.
So we're calling that a town right away?
Washington Street?
Yeah.
It is a town right
Oh,
away.
Washington, I'm thinking water.
No, nothing on water.
Right.
Washington Street, the next street north of Lake.
Right.
Yeah. So we can drop Lake Ave off next month,
Lovely.
and we'll see where we progress on Washington Street. But
Good.
it'll be good. The Lake Ave was a big one, so we'll get that
Mike, have you
behind
seen
us.
any boats hanging out on the shoreline down there since the racks have been set up? I know it's still kind of early in the season.
It's still early in the season. There was one guy that put his in before he got his rack assigned.
Okay.
So we have all dinghies on the bottom racks. It'll be interesting to see how that steeper hill closer to the water works out. And I had to put 2 dinghies on the top rack. I did those closer to the road because I figured it was better footing.
Yep.
I did have one complaint. Somebody wanted their kayak because they're older on the bottom, and I said I can't. I have to put the dinghies on the bottom. And then it might be worth considering the paddleboard situation. There's a number of paddleboards. Basically, the whole top end is paddleboards. And if we redesign something, you might be able to put slots instead of having them lay flat,
Yep.
and you might be able to accommodate more. The other thing that a few people have very small dinghies, like 6-footers, so they're having to put something to kind of grab the center of it. So once it all shakes out, I'll have facilities look at it. Maybe they need to drop a beam down the center or something like that. And as I've told them all when I assigned it. So I assigned the stickers through the mooring software, which generated their invoice. Then I put together an envelope with their sticker and their invoice, brought it to the clerk's office so they can go to the clerk. They can pay online, which some of them did. You get charged a fee and you still got to go to the clerk's office. So I'm not sure why they did that, but so they go to the clerk's office. There's their stuff. They get their sticker, and they put their sticker on their boat, and they pay their invoice to the clerks, get their sticker, put the sticker on the boat, and they're off and running.
What is the fee that we?
25 for a resident, 35 for a non-resident. I've not made it to any non-residents. And there's more demand. I think the system will be better now, but that initial period of the lottery kind of where I said we said by May 15th, if you register, then we'll do a lottery for all the available spots. And then if you don't get one, the lottery will also decide your place on the wait list. And then after May 15th, you just go on the wait list, date and time stamped. So that initial one, I guess they got a message on their screen is what I'm told, but it was unclear, and because the wait list I think wasn't public, they couldn't go in and see if they were there. So that was a little bit bumpy. I've gotten some feedback from people that they're like, am I on the list? Am I not on the list? Also, if they wanted more than one boat, they registered multiple times. That's a little clunky that I think we should work out. But overall, you know, we can tweak it, and I've told them all, I said, if you have feedback, let us know. You know, I'm sure we can do things better. You know, I'm not above taking feedback, you know, constructive criticism. We'll see how it goes, but it's wildly successful. I just got another call tonight, and someone asking they want a spot over there, so. Or wildly popular. I shouldn't say it's successful yet, but it's popular. So, anyway.
Ready? 4, Boaton Waterway.
Yeah, this is one, as time permits, we'll,
Yep.
you know, you guys can work on that. I know we talked about that, and Nate had some, you know, track changes stuff going
Right.
on.
Yep.
I don't think there's anything burning, but certainly when you guys want to, you know, do stuff on it, we can do that.
And number 5, the Charleston Beach
I'm
Road.
still waiting for other departments to
Yeah.
sign off on it and get it out. I
The,
can only ask so many times.
the town council seemed interested in that one when I had.
Yeah, they are interested. They're giving us money every year for it.
Right.
So once I get those other departments to sign off that it's good to go to
Right.
the bid process, I'll get it out.
Yeah. And
That's what it is.
okay, Marina Park parking lot is looking good.
Yeah, so if you haven't been by Marina Park, the parking lot was expanded, the stone's all the way back to the highway. We were talking with Joe and Mike earlier before the meeting. They did roll it, but it seems like they didn't roll the stone the same way that the last company did for us. The vibratory roller maybe is the key, I don't know, because the stone is a little loose, so I think it's moving around a little bit as people turn on it, so we'll probably have to go back in there and dress it up next year or whatever, but it's kind of like a little thicker to like walk on, because it's not compacted. So, you know, same thing, we'll kind of address it as we go forward. I'm waiting, the engineering, the DPS is gonna, public services is gonna do a lot layout for parks so that they can go and stripe it like we did last year and try and maximize the amount of spaces for the space now that we have a set space. So hopefully we'll get that, and then as time allows, the Parks Department is going to install the piling and rope barrier that we had talked about, so that will clearly define parking for vehicles with boat trailers from the rest of the parking lot. We'll sign it, we'll get the police department to sign off on an ordinance amendment, we'll get that ordinance in place, they can write parking tickets, and then hopefully that'll start to smooth out the chaos that exists down there now. But at least we have the real estate portion done. The area is done. But it's like mayhem. People just park wherever they want. Right now it's, you know. So we'll get there.
Yep.
Slow going, but we'll get there.
Marina Park master plan.
The master plan, yeah, so once July 1 rolls around, so maybe in the fall, we'll engage with you know, the finance department and the purchasing administrator, and see if, and also some potential companies to see if there's a way that we can start to roll this. I would like to get the process going if we can. I think it was $65,000, so it's not enough to do the whole master plan, but maybe by the time we get the process going and those deliverables are starting to be paid for, then if we get funding in the following year, you know, that budget process will be ongoing while this is going, so we can go to the council and say, this is where we are, we're gonna need more money. So I'm optimistic that maybe we can just roll this, you know, have like a rolling thing and get it going and not wait for the full funding at the end.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. I don't know how that works, but we'll try.
Okay, soccer target, Riverfront, return
Yeah.
of lease.
That one's kind of, you know, you guys can discuss and, you know, come up with ideas if you like. This one will live on here until next year when it comes back to the town.
When I talked to them the other day at the council, I brought this up
Yeah.
and said that we, as a commission, were looking at what to do with that once
Yeah.
we get it back.
Yeah.
And it was kind of trying to get a seat with them to
Yeah.
say, we're trying to get ahead of it
Yeah.
before we get it back.
I think that their thought process, at least, you know, until they hear some feedback from you guys, is, you know, why can't we just lease those slips to town residents, have transient places, whatever that,
Yeah.
so I think they probably like a version of business as it currently is.
Right.
You know, but again, that goes to kind of the master plan, like maybe the beginning of the master plan looks at that tie-in, like if we're gonna develop that area, what does that look like for a tie-in to go to the
Right.
other side of Route 1?
Right.
You know, I think Sam had talked about that, like not wanting to get ahead of the master plan for that area, so anyway.
Yeah, I just wanted them to know that is coming back by their action.
Mhm.
And I'd said that we don't have any public spaces in the water.
We don't.
At all.
And that will be challenging over there because it's not very deep.
Right.
So even though we're getting public spaces,
Right.
most boats aren't gonna be able to go
Yeah.
over there unless there's some dredging.
Well, that's what I told them too, is that, it would be nice to have a cruising area
Right.
for people,
Yeah,
being
Yeah.
transient.
right.
But it'll need dredging to do that,
Yeah, it'll need dredging or another location in the park that
Right.
has deeper water, one or the other.
which, good luck, because
Yeah.
it's all public leased out through
Right.
Stone Cove and et cetera.
Right, and we tried that avenue to see if we could get some kind of partnership with some of the businesses down there for some
Yeah.
transient, and that didn't go anywhere, so.
But the idea of using that as an opportunity to not have to tell people you can't hang on the dock for more than 15 minutes,
Yeah,
was the point I was trying to make with them. So they seem to like the idea of bringing the public.
yeah, I think they're very big proponents of public access to the water, and anything we can do to enhance that, they're supportive of.
Right. And I thought getting that done, isolated from a master plan, was probably prudent.
Mm.
Otherwise, we're gonna get behind the 8 ball on this massive thing.
Right.
And we'll
Yeah.
have no arms and legs on it.
Right, which will have no funding. And we
Right.
have that application in with the senators
Right.
for congressional directed spending, so if we're successful with that, there will be money specifically allocated for those docks down there,
Right.
so.
And I think that can be a standalone element, whether they do a master, anything else. Okay, Indian Lake,
Yeah, so there will be a little progress on this. June 25th at 6:30, there'll be a public meeting at Town Hall to work on the development of the Indian Lake Management Plan. It's a public meeting, anyone's welcome to attend, let people know. I'm sure it'll be publicized also, but, that's an opportunity for stakeholders to come in and give their opinions and thoughts and kind of steer the process a little bit.
is there any kind of template that's used for a so-called management plan?
I think so, yeah, probably, yeah, I mean, they hired a consultant that does this type of work, so I would imagine that there's other lake management plans for other water bodies in the state, so.
Is that something that's already in existence, or this is gonna be?
For Indian Lake,
Yeah.
no, this is new, we got the grant
Right.
through DEM to have this developed, they hired the contractor to develop it for us, they put out the RFQ.
Oh, okay.
Right, so we're kind of like along for the ride on this
It's-
process.
It's commenting on something somebody outside's doing it.
Yes, we're not developing the lake management plan,
Yeah.
there's a contractor that's doing it,
Yeah.
TRC, I think is the name of the company,
Yeah.
possibly.
Waterfront River watershed.
Yeah, this is something DEM's supposed to be working on in the near future, it's important to the town council, wants to see some things at Saugatuck River down off of Main Street, so I think it's important to keep this on the radar, going forward. And then the two of them together will put together a watershed plan for Indian Lake and the Saugatuck River watershed, which is currently not in existence. And without that, those water bodies aren't eligible for federal grant money to do work. So once these are both done, it opens the door for funding to do invasive species management or whatever, so.
Hydrilla. Is that still
I don't have any new updates. I mean, it's in Warren's Pond very clearly that Friends Group is trying to kind of get up and running and trying to manage it. The town will start the second year of herbicide treatments at Indian Lake. That was the Bay and Watershed Restoration Grant we received from DEM. So this is the second year of our commitment. That it's town funds and state grant funds that are funding it. So they'll do their survey. which in the fall, they didn't find anything in Indian Lake, any hydrilla. So they'll do their survey, and then they'll start up with their treatments once a month, probably in June, probably now, this month, and go through the summer. And we'll be done with that, and then the next process will be for either DEM and or the 501c3 Indian Lake organization to find funding to fund the I think that's the final year. I think next year would be the final year. Maybe there's one more year after that. But we'll be done with our process.
Okay, Mitchell and Pollock.
Yeah, no update from DEM. Again, this is important to people in the town, and we know there's no funding, and
Right.
it's on their radar, but it's not happening anytime
Is that
soon.
still tangled up in titling?
I think so. The titling issue and then the funding. Those are the two issues. Yep.
Good. Alrighty, new business. Out of town come in. Oh yeah, that's,
So this property is adjacent to Water Street. And
what?
yes, and it was, so the house in the front on Matunic Beach Road and the house in the back on the water is part of a, they subdivided it and made it into a condominium association.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm not, that's why it's called a condominium
so this is
association.
over by Water Street.
Yeah, I'll show you.
What's the name of they condoized, the old bait shop point? Just beyond Whack-A-Mole going down Succotash Road towards the beach.
Yeah, that, and
What's the
I
name
forget
of
what
it?
that's called.
I thought that was a part of condominium association.
No, I think it's, I think that one is called something at Point. No, it's like, it's Point with an E on the end of
Okay.
it. What's
Oh.
the name of that? I know, it's right here. This is the one you're talking about. Right here. But we're over here.
Okay.
We're here. There you go. So this is the condo now. 990 and 992, right? That's what it says.
Condo is, the file number is?
No, the
Yeah.
address is
Yeah, it's
990,
990,
992.
992.
Yeah. So here's this is what they condoed, right? So the front. Let me turn those building footprints off. I find that distracting. So this is the parcel right here. This is the whole parcel, and then they made it a condo. So you have this front lot. I don't know why they didn't just subdivide the lot, but this front lot and the back lot, and this is seeking to put a dock back here.
Yeah.
Here's the, let me zoom out for you, give you the macro view. Alright, so you're down here. This is Seaweed Cove, Seeger Cove, this is Perry, Brassos, Oyster over here, Oyster Farm. Here's the channel by the Matunic Oyster Bar, the bridge right here.
Mhm.
If you guys are oriented there. And then that's your lot.
Can you zoom out on that lot again?
Zoom in or out?
Zoom in.
Yep.
Because on the drawings, it's got it to the lot right to the east.
Yep.
Yeah, you had highlighted the new dock going into the lot right to the east.
Yep.
So
So you're
it had-
saying it's 93,435?
Yeah, just look. Yeah,
That's a different address though.
I know. But if you look at the drawing, that's where that yellow box is the map, right? I mean, is the dock.
That's
on
the
map.
that's the lot, yeah. Here's the if you need
Yeah, but if you look at this.
Oh, that's the one that GIS did.
Yeah.
Okay, so you think GIS just dropped it in the wrong,
She overlaid it, but yeah, maybe that's what it is.
on that, it's not.
That's the bigger plan version
Okay.
that Connor has,
Got it.
that if you wanna see it larger.
Yeah, well, I was just,
No, I didn't realize that, in all honesty, I didn't even look
Yeah.
at it, so, I mean, I looked at it, I didn't look at it that closely.
I'm
I
just
see what you're
curious.
saying here, yeah, yep, I do see that.
and I'm also just curious how close to Water Street it is, but it's on the back side of the property, or the eastern side of the property, so.
Yeah, that's a good point. So she overlaid it. I know she did say that she had some difficulties with the overlay on this for some reason.
It looks like it's in an easement, existing. I can
What is
barely
the,
read that.
what does the application say?
Yeah, existing common element.
Yeah,
what is that?
common, I can barely read that.
On the big map, it's right in the middle of something labeled existing common element.
So I don't know if this lot is considered the common element because they made it a condo. So is that considered a common element?
Yeah, cause it runs back to the south side of the lot, so.
Yeah, because
That's
this
probably-
is, this lot,
Still within-
the one that was made into a
Still
condo.
within the same property boundary,
Yeah.
but I think what they're saying is that,
I think the common element is this right here.
Right.
12 feet or whatever that says there.
but they're saying that it goes back to this
Yeah.
because it's an association, so
Oh,
they share that path to the dock.
Those two houses.
That are on the, on
Okay.
that.
Yeah, so the two houses on 93-436 share a common path to the water, which is maybe why they did a condo thing, because if they separated the lots, then the front lot wouldn't have access to the water, maybe? I don't know. I'm 100% speculating.
No, I think that's exactly it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, they established that as a,
So the mooring closest to the proposal is their mooring also.
Is that the one that said it's getting removed? It said mooring F6 is gonna be removed.
That's their mooring. I mean, that's not been communicated to me, but that's their mooring. If we need to see anything bigger here, let me know. Ah. They're saying 6 feet dock to property line, so that maybe is why her GIS overlay is a little bit off, maybe? Cause that's pretty close, right? Cause it's, I am reading it as being along the property line, right? This is the edge of the property, right here, cause here's your rebar,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
so that's the edge of the property and this is the dock, right?
Yeah, I think that
That-
it's just overlaid wrong.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's what it is.
I'm surprised there isn't a setback for, I mean, I don't know what the setback is for a dock.
Yeah, I mean, this says 6 feet, 6 feet dock to property line.
But there's no variance requested, so I don't know
No.
what the, you know, it wouldn't fall under a building code, because what's the building code, under 10 feet? Or, you know,
Yeah, I think it's at least,
Okay.
it's like 10 or
Pretty
15, I
well
think.
covered.
I think it's 10 or 15.
I think it's 10 feet for a building code, or you can request variance, but obviously the dock wouldn't fall under the town's
I
building.
would think it would though, I don't know.
You think it would?
I don't know, I mean, if you built a deck 6 feet from your neighbor's
Yeah.
property, you would have, right? Like if you just build a platform in your
Right.
backyard next to the property line. I don't know.
Maybe the CRMC statement is only regarding their rules.
Yeah,
Well, I
maybe,
think
maybe
that's
a
what it
town
is,
thing.
yeah.
Right.
But
I don't know if docks go to the building.
But you don't go to a
though.
building, yeah, you don't need a building permit to do a dock.
I don't know.
That's,
Well,
you
sure.
need a building permit to make sure that you're in
Mm.
compliance with zoning and codes.
I mean, I certainly could run it by their office if you guys
I
are
think
concerned.
it's
but
worth it, just an ask.
I mean, 6 feet is not,
It's not a lot.
I don't know if the building inspector has any jurisdiction on the land side of that activity.
yeah, I don't think they do, because you don't have to apply, to build a dock, you don't have to apply for a building permit. You just go and, once you get to go ahead and CRMC.
It'd be good to ask Jamie Gorman.
Yeah, I certainly could check with him and put it on his radar anyway.
Yeah.
I'm also curious what's in CRMC's code that says, what is the variance then? If you're up 6 feet.
Because we do have setback variances in other applications.
Right, we've had requests for variances on
Right.
those, so I'm curious.
And they'll usually delineate those.
Yeah. Mike, would you be able to reach out to CRMC just to ask them what their
Yeah.
setback variance is or setback is for a dock along a property line?
You do both, Jamie Gorman and
Yeah.
CMC separately, because they may just be doing, we only do from the water out.
Yeah. But like Mike said, I've seen on these applications, we've seen requests for setback
Yeah.
variances.
Yeah, but I feel like
It's
that's
interesting.
usually on the water side, yeah.
Yeah, but I think we've seen them where they even say on the land side, like it requires a setback variance of whatever.
I'm sure we have.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it's less than
Less
than
than
6
6 feet.
3 feet.
Yeah.
Like that's.
Let's just let them build
Yeah.
their line at that point.
Who's the, I mean, Dowdell's pretty good usually.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, I don't know.
I don't have any objections to, but I'm curious,
Yeah.
I'd like to be a bit more informed on that.
Sure.
In case we run into a situation where we have, a neighbor who comes before an application and says, I don't like this being so close to my property line.
Yeah.
No, it's fine with me. Okay. Do we have anything we want to say about this one?
That's it. I can make a motion. No objection to the plans as presented.
Okay. A second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. That takes care of.
So the ask for CRMC and the building official is not contingent on this. You just want that for
Right.
information.
Yeah.
Correct.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna trust that CRMC did their
Yeah.
Okay.
own homework.
So it's just
but
just
I
for
would like to
educating
be-
yourselves.
I'd
Yep.
like to be
Okay.
informed for that.
I just
going
want to make
forward.
sure that
Yeah.
they're not
Yep.
linked together in any way.
I'd be curious if the, what do they call that, red book,
Yeah.
Yep.
says anything about the land activity.
Yep. Okay.
All right, looks like E2. Dennis R. Purington, revocable trust, Gail A. Purington, revocable trust.
And this, I think, is
A modification to 081.
This is
Yeah.
right next to.
I think this is that one, like that whole saga over on the Narrow River with the grandfathered docks and the community land and the
Oh, yeah.
one, remember there was one that was like their ramp went through the people's front, yard along the water.
Yep.
I think that this is that same
Yeah.
morass over there.
Yeah.
Like there was somebody that wanted to make a change and then they realized nothing was permitted down there, so this is like getting everybody in compliance.
Mhm.
Is it Kingston? dock that the guy was like way at the top of the street by Middlebridge, but he still had the rights to a dock
Yeah.
down on the water. It was like thing was kind of weird. So this, I think, is the dock, right? This is the one we're talking about? I think this thing? Maybe?
Yeah, that and the dock to the right are getting
This one.
connected
Over the water.
with like a dog leg. In the top, like 20 feet.
Or is there one missing?
No,
Is that
It's this
the,
one.
the top like
That,
20
yeah.
feet of that, it says it's gonna be removed.
Up here.
Yeah, and it's connecting to the end of the street
Here.
Yeah.
There's a, yeah. There's a bigger version. Got it.
Unauthorized and prohibited access ramp within coastal wetlands.
Yeah, so that's exactly what they're doing, is bringing it into compliance.
That's the, yeah, if you wanna look at the larger plans, so you can actually read them, there, Connor has them. So it's like actually going out over the water now, it looks like, from the end of the street.
The proposed section will be less variant.
Which is kinda wild, cause now that those people have like a legit dock running in front of their house that's not even theirs, I think, right? Is it lot 25? Or no?
Lot 35-4, lot 23.
Yeah.
35, 24.
35-4,
Dash
lot
four.
23.
So yeah, it's not even, that 35, 25, 425 is in
That's
the.
right,
over
that's 2
here.
houses up, yeah.
Right there.
So this house is getting a dock
Across
over
the-
here with a walkway to here. That's pretty wild.
But they're, I mean, it's right in front of that house, but it's not on their property.
Right, it's in that common
Yeah.
strip, but, so is this house is this dock then, or is it this dock? Must be
It's
this
gonna be that
dock.
one, right?
Yeah, it must be this one. That is pretty wild, though, man.
Yeah, I think
it's
the
kind of a
one-
mess.
The one you were just pointing to, the one in the middle, kinda,
This one?
is, no, one more. That was, they live
Guy, like,
way-
all by Middlebridge? Yeah.
They live in North
And
Kingstown.
then wasn't this one had to be like removed or something, right?
Yeah, cause it was, they built it without. approval.
Yeah. That's a mess down there.
Joe, you wanna see these?
Oh, and I have. So they're basically removing anything that's in that common land that doesn't touch the street, right? And they're going over the common land with their dock to the
Yeah, cause
water.
it sounds like they had something there that wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah, I think it's this, yeah, you can see it
Yeah,
in
you
the,
can see it on the-
in the GIS.
Right.
Yeah, this thing right here.
That walkway.
Yeah.
Probably was put in without approval,
Yeah,
and so to.
so they're coming here to here to here, and now they're just gonna go straight across.
So they're gonna remove the westernmost section of the grandfathered fixed pier.
Yeah, that's this over here.
Okay. And then remove unauthorized and prohibited access ramp in coastal wetland.
I think that's this.
Yeah.
So they put that right in the wetlands.
And no work further seaward than the existing dock is proposed.
So I think they remove everything probably landward of this line,
Yeah,
remove anything in here, and then it leaves here and goes out to here.
Straight up, yeah.
yeah.
Which is that.
No.
I mean, what they should have probably done is just had one fixed pier come off the road and run it parallel to the shore and put fingers off of it, right? That would have made more sense.
That would have required coordination.
Yeah,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, that would have made more sense.
Now you have all these ramps
Yeah,
like all going to the
yeah.
same spot.
Yeah. Zip lines going from houses to docks.
Yeah, like you already had this, like just leave this and then just run one parallel to the shore this way, and then everybody gets a finger that's allowed to have a dock down there.
How do you even know what property line extensions are
Right.
with that mess?
I don't, yeah, this seems like a convoluted way to solve whatever issues you had going on down there.
I guess they just wanted to give him access to his dock because it's coming off the town right away, it looks like.
Right, and the reason that that's allowed, I think, is because it's grandfathered in, and you have
Yeah.
this weird community
Yeah.
strip of land that they all built off of up the street. It's like the guys that were there first, like, staked their claim and put their docks in.
Yeah, the two brothers that developed all those places,
The
brother made
Beauregards.
Beauregard, Norman and Jesse Beauregard. I
Yeah.
think it was, left a lot to be desired. Anyway, it's so convoluted.
Yeah, I think it's just the CRMC trying to fix whatever violations are down there.
Yeah. Any thoughts on the matter?
I mean, I wouldn't, if I was 35, 425, I would be thrilled with that, right, going, but at the same time, they can chime in on public comment and.
Mhm.
Weren't they here at one of the meetings and talked about that piece right on the edge there, how that needed to be removed? I kind of
Someone
vaguely
was,
remember.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Being was it off of that, was it Kingston Road?
Yeah.
I don't remember Kingston Road. It was a lot, wasn't it really crowded?
I thought that was a different
What
one where the guy had his like car parked right in the middle
Yeah,
of the way.
that's the one I'm
That's
thinking
up
of too,
towards
yeah.
the bridge.
That was Lafayette.
Lafayette,
But this
yeah.
is the one where they came in because this is the one that,
Right.
like the guy with this dock is like way up here. This one, we looked at Wilbur.
Yes.
So it was this, like here, Middlebridge is up here, here's Middlebridge Road. And this guy right here, Wilbur, had this dock down the end. I think this one was his, I think.
Yep. I don't feel like it's worth checking in on. Good luck, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be curious to see what the response CRMC gets. I mean, I don't personally see any. It's not gonna change that much compared to what's already there,
Yeah.
other than to bring it into compliance with CRMC's regs, so.
Yeah.
And that's not a public right of way.
Right.
Kingston's not a public right of way.
Yeah,
So,
So let the tenants fight it out themselves. No objection?
make a motion to approve, or to make a motion, no objection to the plans as presented.
Second.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
4-0.
Mhm. Okay, we're on to Harbor Master's report.
Yeah, the new boat is here. I spent the past week and a half getting underway with it as much as possible. Got the 20 hours on it. It just came back. It went in Tuesday afternoon for its 20-hour service to Ocean House Marina. They turned that around, had it done at the end of the day yesterday. Picked that up this morning. Put it back in the water. jet dock came today, which is the next one, and we literally finished doing the jet dock installation and setting it up for the boat a half an hour before our meeting. So the boat is in service. Still have to like set things up a little bit on the boat, but everything's operational and we're moving along.
So that makes number 3 irrelevant, because it's in the new slip.
It's in the new slip. Seems like everything's working. We'll see how it is going forward.
Right. Okay, mooring renewals.
Yeah, that period just closed. There's still, I think there was like 20-something people outstanding that hadn't paid as of the renewal date, June 1st. So we'll send them notices in the mail. On the new boat, so the town council is going to be going out on it, taking rides, and going to tour the harbor in the next coming weeks. So if you folks would like to also do the same, the challenge is that to not violate Open Meeting Act laws, you can't all do it together. So what the town council is doing is going 2 at a time. So if that's something you guys would like to do, I'd love to have you guys down to check out the boat and the jet dock and everything. So we'll just have to coordinate that when you guys want to do that. If there's a time, we can do that offline. We don't have to do it right now. But if there's a day, specific, a day or a time that works for you, we can just sign it. We can just set it up, and you guys can come down and take you out 2 at a time. Same kind of deal, or 1 at a time. It doesn't, whatever.
Pick the sea state you want to.
Yeah, true.
I just want to get out on the maritime skiff. I want the old one.
It's a whaler.
Oh, whaler.
The Boston Whaler. You're still here. You can go out on it. Just got to bring a couple extra jerry cans with you.
No, I'm like, I'd like that, man. I'd love to check it out.
No, I think you guys should. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys are integral in supporting it. It's important for you guys to see it, understand how it all functions.
Yeah, I'd love to
And
take a look at it.
if you haven't spent any time on the water over there, see the area. So definitely, I think it's important for you guys to be out there and see it, experience it, see all the systems on it and all that stuff. So, like I said, we can set that up,
Okay.
offline.
Yeah,
And
no,
it
that
could be,
sounds-
anytime going forward. It could be immediately, or it could be, down the road, whatever's convenient for you guys.
Good.
Probably after the town council goes. And the town manager.
Right. That makes sense.
Too.
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
All right, yeah, we'll leave it to you. Just maybe send out an email and
Okay, yeah.
coordinate. times.
Sounds good.
Next meeting, August 6th.
Yeah, so remember we changed how we meet. You guys voted on that back at the end of last year or whatever. So we don't meet in January now, and we don't meet in July. So we will meet in August, which we didn't used to meet in August.
Makes more sense.
Yep.
I agree.
When's VJ Day this year?
That's on a Monday anyway, isn't it? It's usually on I think it's on a Monday. I think Juneteenth moves because it's the 19th, but BJ Day is always the 2nd or 3rd Monday in August.
Okay.
I think.
So we're not bumping against
I
that.
don't think so.
Okay. Anybody want to make a motion to adjourn?
Take a motion to adjourn.